Saying that the Atlas Wristband 2 is a fitness tracker wouldn't be wrong, but it also wouldn't be entirely accurate. It's indeed a wearable device and it does track your activity, but I'm sure you haven't seen anything like this before. This is my review. At a first glance, you can already tell that the wristband is no common wearable. For starters, it's relatively bulky, but it's not unattractive. The curved lines on the edges look elegant, and the two-tone design of the band is modern and immediately likable. You can get the band in both yellow and green, and both of them offer a matte black finish on the outside, apart from the glossy Atlas logo. This rectangular thing in the middle is the device itself, and you can take it off at any time. It attaches magnetically to the band, and despite my initial concerns, the magnets deliver just the right force. Strong enough to keep it in place, and not too strong to make it difficult to remove. On the left of the screen you'll find the only physical button of the device, while on the right you'll find the already mentioned magnets plus the micro USB port for charging. The optical heart rate monitor is instead found on the bottom, and it does a great job at tracking and showing real-time information. So, the display. Its aspect ratio seemed pretty weird at first for a wearable, but it does make a lot of sense when you're actually using it. The landscape format feels natural to read text, and it makes it really easy to see all of the information I need at a glance. The OLED display is very legible indoors and bright enough to read it in most cases outdoors. It's got no retina resolution as you'd expect, but it's plenty sharp for what it needs to do. The refresh rate is relatively slow though, so if you're reading it while running it does look a bit weird. As a bonus, the whole device is water sealed up to 30 meters, which is a must-have for every self-respecting fitness tracker. The most interesting part about the device, however, is its excellent ability to track exercises. It comes with a decent amount of built-in exercises for all kinds of physical activity, from weightlifting to CrossFit, including stuff like push-ups, cable machine and the big threes. However, you can also teach it your own exercises, which is in my opinion what really sets it apart from the competition. Its proprietary adaptive motion tracking technology allows it to distinguish different exercises and track your reps, and it's pretty good at that. Before talking about the various modes, it's worth to take a moment to talk about the companion app. The Atlas app is available for both Android and iOS, and it's your medium to sync the device, update the firmware, add routines and keep an eye on your workouts. Both adding custom exercises and creating routines is easy but quite time consuming. However, since they're both activities you'll need to accomplish just every once in a while, it hasn't been a huge deal for me. Something that the app does a great job at is showing the track data. You get calories burned, duration of the workout, the specific exercises with data for each exercise, and several other in-depth parameters. It's pretty impressive on the whole, and it can help a lot to reach your fitness goals if you know how to read the data. Getting back to the modes, the Atlas Wristband offers three: Coach, Freestyle and Cardio. The Coach mode is probably the most interesting of the bunch. In this mode it won't just track what you're doing, but it'll also guide you through your routines, which you can choose within the built-in ones or add your own. It will track various informations about each rep for each exercise, and give you feedback via vibration as for when to start and when to finish. Freestyle mode on the other hand will let you do whatever you want. It will recognize and track exercises within a certain set, which you can specify via the app. Finally, Cardio will simply track your heart rate and the time passed, and it will calculate the calories burned throughout the workout. Something that runners may be missing is the lack of GPS for the tracking of the route, for which you may want to take a look at more specific devices. Overall, pairing the tracking capabilities and the customization offered via the app, I couldn't ask for more in a device of this kind. It delivers a wider than average feature set, so it could take a while to get the hang of it, but once you do, it's a really comprehensive tracker and assistant. Finally, battery life. Something that should be clear when talking about battery life is that this is not designed to be a smartwatch or a generic fitness tracker, something you keep on all day every day. Rather, the wristband is something you should wear while working out and turn off when you're done. And for this specific purpose, the battery will surely do its job, but you shouldn't expect it to track your activity for a full day. You can indeed use it as a normal watch all day if you really want to, but I wouldn't buy it just to use it as a watch. There's also a power saving mode if you really need that extra bit of juice, but the screen turns off too often and it tends to behave funny when you use it, so I hardly ever do. In my personal experience, it lasts about 2 to 3 workouts at max, which is again sufficient for what it's designed to be. So at the end of the day, who is the Wristband 2 for? There are two things that make it difficult to recommend it to a casual user: this $200 price tag and your really focused feature set. If you're looking for a generic fitness tracker that will count your steps or monitor your sleep, then this is simply not the device for you. But if you want to optimize your training routines and maybe get reliable and in-depth data on your workouts, then the Atlas Wristband 2 may be all you need.